This is where the story gets really, really raw and vulnerable.
The first major test began with a terrible decision, a DUI. Sitting in a holding cell, there was nowhere to hide from the hard reality of the situation. This is the first step of ADAPT in its most brutal form. Accept. Not as an excuse, but as a starting line. It is what it is. That's where the real work begins.
But the consequences of that mistake didn't just stay in the past. Nope. They followed him all the way to Fort Rucker, Alabama. He was standing in formation, surrounded by his peers, the very people whose respect he'd worked so hard to earn. His past had come back to collect, and it was charging interest.
And then, in one single, public moment, they took his rank. It wasn't done in private. It was a spectacle, a lesson for him and a warning to everyone else. Everything he thought he had built just crumbled.
But what he did next, that's what truly matters. He could have let that public humiliation define him, break him. Instead, he made a choice to discipline the disappointment, to feel the sting, to acknowledge the pain, but to refuse to give it control over his future. And that's the heart of it, right there. If you don't discipline your disappointment, believe me, it will discipline you.